In this video, we will multiply and divide powers with integer exponents. That means that the exponents are positive or negative whole numbers. In the first example, we have x squared, which is x times x, and x cubed, which is x times x times x. Since the x's are together, we know that it's multiplication, so we are multiplying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x's, so that means we have x to the fifth. If we look at it, we are taking 2, adding 3, and getting 5. So we can also write it as x to the 2 plus 3. And 2 plus 3 we said was x to the fifth. In the next example, we have the same base, 4 and 4. So that means we have 4. Since we have two sets of parentheses together, that is multiplication. So we take negative 7 plus a negative 8. And negative 7 plus negative 8 is negative 15. In the last example, we have y, they're both bases, so y, and we are multiplying, so that is negative 5 plus 3, so that is negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. So when you multiply variables or numbers with exponents, you go ahead and add the exponents together. In the first example, we have x to the fifth divided by x to the second. So x to the fifth is x times x times x times x times x, so there's 5 of them, divided by x squared, which is x times x. And we can cancel out x, and we are left with x cubed because there are 3 x's. In reality, what we did was we took 5 minus 2 and got 3. So in our first example, we can take x to the fifth, that's what's on top, minus 2, because we're canceling out 2, and we get x to the 5 minus 2, which is 3. In the next example, we have 4 as our base and 4 is our base. So that means we can take 4, negative 6 is our top, minus our denominator, which is 9. And we get 4 to the negative 6 minus 9 is negative 15. And then in our last example, we have y and y, so that is y 7 minus, but the bottom is a negative, so I need minus a negative, and that equals y to the 7 plus 8, so y to the 15th. So when you are dividing powers, you actually subtract their exponents. Let's take a different look at our fractions. If we have x to the second power on the bottom of our fraction, we can actually rewrite that as x to the negative 2 on the top of the fraction. So we can actually move it. So then this fraction now becomes x to the fifth times x to the negative 2. And what do we do with multiplications? We actually add the exponents. So we have x to the 5 plus negative 2 power, which equals 5 plus negative 2 is 3, so x to the third. If we're looking at our next problem, if we have a negative power in the top and then we have a positive power in the bottom, again we can move the 4 to the 9th to the top. When it moves to the opposite side of the fraction bar, it becomes a negative. So this problem becomes 4 to the negative 6 times 4 to the negative 9th, which equals 4 to the negative 6 plus negative 9, which is a 4 to the negative 15th. And if we don't want negative exponents, we can actually move that to the bottom of the fraction. So it becomes 1 over 4 to the positive 15 because it actually belongs on the bottom. Let's look at our next problem. Y to the negative 8th, if we move that to the top, changes signs to y to the positive 8. So we get y to the 7th times y to the 8th. If we multiply, we add exponents, so 7 plus 8 equals y to the 15th. So if you take a look at our previous problems, we get the same answers.